internet. All right, guys, I think this should work okay. My internet's been really not great at all. Like if we go over how what's connection speed at, it's not. Well, you can see right here, like it's not actually showing on the screen. There we go. So you can see my connection speed pretty terrible. So look, anyway, I want to make a video just quickly. I'll also make an update video on the Euro US dollar sell trade as well. Currently, you can't see, but it's a little bit of profits locked in. I've got the hourly chart up, and it sort of had a bounce last night during the New York session just before, and now it's sort of coming back down again. But it got to over 2% unrealized yesterday, so I've moved to just past break even. So I've locked a bit of profit in. I've got the window open as well. It's a really nice day here in Perth, so hopefully there's not too much background noise. So look, the reason why I, just decided to make this was because obviously I'm quite public with showing my trades and discussing back testing and I've done a bit of stuff with Tim Sykes and everything like that. I'm focusing mainly now on the Forex. That's what got started for me with the trading was actually Forex. So, and it's tough to day trade as well, just with my crazy schedule. I have a rotating roster at the airport. So it's I was up at 2:30 this morning after doing some back testing. I went to bed at like 10:30. So I'll be having a snooze soon. But I just thought I'd make this video because I see it a lot. I'm on not a lot of Facebook groups, but the Australian Forex Traders group, the Asia Trading Forex group, and Perth Trading. The Perth Traders is quite a good little group. We weed out individuals that especially the ones that are scammers. So what I want to talk about, it's even coming into LinkedIn, when these people are offering, and I'm not talking about signal providers that are scams, like not all of them are, but you've got people when they start talking about, and if you've got a notepad or pen or whatever, this might be uploaded again, and you might be able to caption it with the CC. So hopefully you can, if you don't fully understand English, there's some few language options, but what to look for. Okay, number one, guaranteeing profits. So you can't guarantee profits at all in the market. You get what the market gives you. So what I mean by that, if let's say you have $1,000 and they say, yeah, look, man, you can definitely guarantee you making $100, $100 a week, which is huge. That's 10% a week. That is, guarantee that is crazy. So that should immediately be red flags because you could be Friday and it might be a managed account or it might be a signal service or it might just be give this person a fee for education and they might be giving you ideas and things like that. You've got to be very careful with that if they're saying I make this amount of much money, and especially to be careful with his binary options. Now, there are regulated brokers in Australia and things like that which will let you trade binaries. But you've got to remember risk to reward's terrible because they'll take, let's say you have $1,000 account and you risk $100. You can only win about $80, but you lose 100. So, because there's a fee attached to, a put or, when you buy or sell something and you hold it, so you just look at it. I mean, the best is probably 0.85. So you've got to be very careful with that as well. And there's so many binary option scams. I mean, it's just crazy. There was an Aussie Methods one I saw, and then there was a lot of videos floating around on Facebook about algorithms and beta testing, and it was crazy. If you ever see something like 99% win rate, yes, you can get high win rates, especially in lower time frame stuff, with scalping. But to really do that well is genuinely quite difficult. So a scalper is extremely disciplined. They'll cut losses very quickly because they take profits very quickly. And a lot of people, it's just human nature to let the losing trades go a little bit in hope that it will return in your favor. And that's really not how you should operate, especially in lower time frames when if you're risking like $10 per pip, things can move quite rapidly. So yeah, and It's just ridiculous. I mean, some of these claims you see, and it's, a lot of people, they'll message you, they'll put up on stuff and they'll be like, look, we've got this group, pay me this, pay me that. Now, as a disclaimer, I don't sell anything. And what I do, obviously, my opinion isn't worth a lot, but I mean, the thing is, I've shared everything and you can follow my journey. You could see me when I was back testing, then when it transitioned to demo trading. Last year was around 7% for me. This year, currently, as we stand, I think it's negative 2%. And I'm not running away from that. So, I mean, if the euro US dollar goes really well this month, who knows? I'm in a sell from 1.1870 and the stop loss is 1.18680. So we've got no risk. I don't see anything else currently trade wise. Aussie yen, I sort of missed that. Connor, my trading buddy, pointed that out to me. But you know, in in uh, in terms of trend trading, that's what I do. I don't see much right now. The pound US dollar is a potential, but it's on support and to sell trade. So I'm like, well, and the USD yen, nothing quite there yet either. But I just sort of have been thinking about this for a while, and recently I've been trying to build my social media presence. So I've been adding people, and I'm not so much on Facebook because Facebook is the worst for ridiculous stuff. Like recently, I saw this guy was guaranteed, he's like, I make 400 grand a week, and it's like, what are you talking about, And it's just you just can't, and people that say a minimum amount. Even people that I see on LinkedIn who are like they have an objective of making a certain percentage a day, but what's the rule? Let's say you have a few losing trades in a row and you're like negative 3%. Are you going to stop? Is it going to be negative 6 for the day? And then so I'm a little bit concerned about that when I see people going out there and saying, you've got to make a certain, absolutely, that's not how you should think, because then that added pressure is going to skew your trading psychology, which is so important that you preserve that. But look, anyway, it's a bit of I've sort of gone on a few topics, but the thing about Forex scams is they're extremely prevalent. The easiest thing to do in trading is to lose money. So if someone's telling you you can make a lot of money very easily, you that's just not the case. And it's lies. And especially if the individual is somewhere where regulations aren't great, like Cyprus or Eastern Europe, where you transfer the money. Especially be suspicious if it's like Western Union or things like that, and if they're just talking up, you're going to make hundreds of thousands of dollars in a year with a tiny minimum amount deposited. I especially see this with binary options where it's like this week, next week, this week, and it all compounds. And it's like, so you're never losing. It just doesn't, you know, the the thing about trading is you have to be aware that there's going to be losing trades, and that's just life. And you move on. Like for me, this month in particular is very relevant. I've had three losing trades. It's 6%. The pound yen was probably inappropriate. That was too aggressive, that trade. I sold right into solid support, and but even so, 4%. And with this euro US dollar trade, I'm still down a little bit, but it's around 5% now with um, the euro US dollar floating, and over 1% profit. So you just sort of got to understand the distribution of the losses can sometimes be all at once. If you've got a 60% win rate system, sometimes those four losing trades in the 10 are going to, come together. And that's sort of what it's been like for me. Um, so, yeah. But anyway, guys, look, be very careful with people offering you services with very limited track records. And when I mean limited track record, like months, really more than 5 years, 5 to 10 years is a good track record. Even longer than that. So because you still have a lucky year and a lucky 6 months. So be very careful when handing your money to someone for either education, signal service providing, and signal services are good, but they come and go. So it's best to learn how to trade yourself. Okay, whether that be fundamentally, technically, I'm a little bit more towards technical, but either way, the principles of trading still apply. You shouldn't have any expectations, cut losses quickly, and sometimes learn that no trading is the best way sometimes. But yeah, I just see this more and more now, even on LinkedIn, which is I thought was a bit of a professional type social media platform where people talk careers and employment and things like that. But it's and I mean, Facebook is a free for all. Facebook is really cancerous for getting Forex regulated even further because it's this is ridiculous. Some of the things people say, and it's like when they're talking about making $50, $50,000 a month, it's like, well, from what, $500 balance? Like it's be very careful. So any new traders that are starting out, I remember I was overwhelmed. Just take it slow. Do not risk real money to learn a trade. Don't do that. Back test, use Forex Tester 3, um, or other software simulations that let you run through data from past currency pairs, and just understand it's a long journey as well. So guys, be careful with the Forex scams, binary options, crazy people, and don't hand over large sums of money to people on the internet. Do not do that. Like, you really have to be sensible about it. Unless they're regulated, it's like a managed account. Those are fine. I'm talking about people on the internet who are claiming huge things that they'll do with your money. What will happen is you'll just lose it all and you won't be able to get it back. So those are my thoughts, guys. Anyway, I'm going to end the stream and then I'm going to do a update video on how the euro is going and a bit of a watch list. Bye, guys.